This is Top Preps Exposure Booster Package interviews by Sunil Sunder. Tonight, I'm happy to be speaking with Avannah Cuevas, a junior at South San Antonio High School in San Antonio, Texas, and a third baseman and first baseman on Bombers Gold American 16U. Once again, Avannah, great to be speaking with you. Congrats on your success playing softball and wanted to, first right off the bat, just ask you about your experience, playing for Bombers Gold American 16U and for Coach Chuck Peters, your fourth year on the team, having that chemistry and just being able to, that familiarity, with playing on the team. If you could just talk about that right away.
Right. This is actually my first year with Chuck Peters, but I'm
Okay,
going to my fourth year with the Bombers Academy.
very
It
nice.
honestly, such a great environment. It has taught me so much as a player. It's built me as a player. Their mechanics, the way they run through things, is just honestly, it prepares you for the next level. And the competition we play against, it brings out the best in you, and it brings out the best in like becoming a better player as you start to develop.
Yeah, that's outstanding to hear. And before we came on the air, it said you were just at a showcase, the Bombers Exposure
Yes.
showcase in College Station, Texas. If you could just describe your experience there over the weekend and playing with the team.
It was great. A lot of great competition to go against. It just
Hmm.
it was a whole new level. The team together, we're like competitive, really competitive. Honestly, we bring out the best in each other. We have good chemistry, so it allowed us to play at our best level. And it was a great experience. I
Yeah,
loved
that's
it.
that's tremendous, and you've been very active. You haven't I don't know
Yes.
if you haven't taken the day off here, just in terms of with your team and competing in other showcases, the Lions
Right.
Super Cup, the Ronald McDonald, Space City, Sparkler and Alliance tournaments. So it's been a
Yes.
whirlwind tour for you. So
Yes. It's been a fun fall.
yeah, definitely. And I know Space City, you definitely excelled there. Single, three doubles, one home run, five RBIs,
Yes.
phenomenal numbers that you were able to amass. That had to be just an exhilarating feeling for you.
Yes, it was a great weekend, a great
Yeah,
weekend.
that's great. That's great. I mean, just the fact that you were able to compete over the summer, once you come out of high school, you jump
Right.
right into travel ball. Talk about that because sometimes that's not the easiest transition to make. But again, for you, you were able to, do it, seamlessly here.
Right. Coming out of high school ball, it's such a different level compared to club ball. So
Mhm.
honestly, I just had to lock in. I really had
Yeah,
to lock in once I got into my first tournament, knowing
yeah.
it's such a big summer. And I had a good time changing into it. Honestly, high school ball didn't really it didn't exchange with it, so I
Hmm.
had a great summer. I honestly I had a great time fully changing into it. I don't think I
Hmm.
had any struggles. Maybe like the different speed changes, but
Yeah,
after one game, it was out. It
yeah.
was all straight back into top competitive teams.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. And the fact is that you have a lot more eyes on you, a lot more people attending, these shows.
Yes.
They've become really big now, like, just in terms of they're even live streamed, and then you have
Yes.
college coaches there on
Mhm.
site, huge crowds as well. I mean, you're competing against some of the best, talent across this country. I mean,
Yes.
that's again for you, just in terms of, matching up against that, seeing where your, skills and fundamentals, but also building upon that as well.
Right. Yes. Honestly, getting to compete against the best players around the road is it's it's a good it's it's a good experience. It
Hmm.
builds me as a player.
Yeah.
It helps develop me, and it helps me to strive to become the best player I can on that field, give my 100%, knowing
Hmm.
that these girls are challenging me, I'm challenging them as well. So honestly, it's just building me up, preparing me for the fall, preparing me for this following summer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think, just building up that self-confidence,
right.
it can be sometimes nerve-wracking, but the fact is that you participate in several of them now. and keep on
Mm-hmm.
coming back year after year, that's, again, is only going to, better you, just, in terms of the future. So that's again, that's great to hear. And the fact is, you've
Yes.
been able to rack up the achievements, and be honored for your work on the field.
Right.
Uh, Ranked 138th in infielders by Extra Inning Softball National. Extra Select Class of 2027 standouts, Southwest Hitters Hot List Regional Infielder, uh, ranked 34th, in the infield. And then also academically, the National Honor Class of 2027 Select Achievers between 3.75 and 3.99 GPA. Just starting, with that, there's more to, as I said, let everyone know, but that's got to, again, just be incredibly satisfying. The fact that you're being honored by organizations, again, for the work again, in the infield, said at the plate, but the fact is, and then in the classroom also,
Yes.
Avannah, just
Yes.
talk about that.
I'm glad that my work, all the work I put in behind the scenes, it's getting honored because
Hmm.
I dedicate my whole life to this, but
Yeah,
I also don't forget about my studies. That's also a big thing. I'm
yeah.
very I'm very big on making all A's, like being just to be honored in academics and in my at my athleticism. It
Hmm.
really it strives me to be the best, and it keeps me going. It keeps me going, like knowing I've accomplished this and I still have other
Yeah.
goals to accomplish.
That's true. Keeps on pushing you, striving forward, and wanting to again, achieve higher goals. And
Yes.
just to add to that, the NFCA All-American Scholar Athlete Award for South San Antonio Bobcats varsity softball team, the Express News, the top players to watch in the San Antonio area for 2025, Lone Star Preps Texas softball, and then the top third baseman in 2027. I mean, again, to see that, the fact that, also within, sports media, like, the newspapers,
Right.
um, that's gotta, like, put a smile on your face, knowing that, again, there are outlets out there that are recognizing you as well for your talent and receiving that, due recognition and notoriety as well.
Yes, yes. And it always brings a smile to my face knowing all this I put in, I'm showing out and I'm putting my full effort and it's getting shown.
Yeah.
And these people are honestly, these people are starting to recognize like my work I put in. I'm very glad that
Yeah.
that's getting shown.
Yeah, that's spectacular to hear. Look, you have to be fully committed and dedicated, to your craft and to this,
Right.
sport. As I said, you don't take a day off. It's 24/7, 365. So I'm wondering, in terms of your training, regimen, like, not only at the plate, but also, in the infield as a third baseman, first baseman, just working on your mechanics, both, as an infielder, and then as a hitter, with your fundamentals and skills. What's, like, been the perfect blueprint for you here, Ivana, said, year after year?
Honestly, just tell me and putting it into my craft
Hmm.
and like seeing like going back on old footage and being and seeing like what I need to fix and what I need to
Hmm.
like tweak here and there and putting it
Yeah.
all into my full practice, and I take notes and I make lists of
Hmm.
what I need to work on, and I go through that daily. Maybe if I'm not gonna take it light one day, I'm just gonna
Hmm.
do little fielding mechanics with my tennis balls, baseballs,
Yeah.
working on my glove work. And then
Hmm.
for batting, just going like looking in the mirror, having my PVC pipe, doing different things to help fix my swing, help fix my mechanics, and then the glove work to help fix my fielding.
Hmm.
And honestly, that's what I go through. And I make a
Yeah.
list, and it just helps me stay focused on what I need to work on.
Yeah, I think being detail oriented, meticulous, just in terms of having those minute details and being able to look at them, and, after every practice, every game, and as you alluded to, the technology has really aided the process, because without
Yes,
that, you really can't break it down, and then be able to analyze, again, what you can improve on. And I think, again,
right.
that really does play a critical role, like, in terms of having success, at the play and the infield.
It really does. Technology has helped me develop because I go back, look at videos, seeing what I need to fix, and it
Hmm.
really helps make it easier in practice, in the games, knowing like, oh, last time like my shoulder dropped, I need to fix that, stay on top.
Yeah.
Like it's really easy to help when I need to tweak things in my work.
Yeah, I again, and even the off the field work, I think that's so
Yes.
essential because that plays a pivotal role. I mean, and then of course practices, and then in terms of getting ready on game day, and having that, appropriate, mental approach, and being, as you said, being locked in. I mean, that's really again, is critical, once you take the field.
Yes. Yes, it does help me stay locked in.
Hmm.
I it just really it helps me focus on what I need to work on, and
Hmm.
it helps me like stay involved in the game and not get
Hmm.
distracted. It
Yeah.
really helps a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I have to ask you, when you're up at the plate and then you're in the infield, what's going through your mind? I always ask athletes this because I'm really intrigued by what they're, just they're going through, the motions, and it's something I'm sure that filters through your mind when you're out there in the field.
Right. When I'm up to bat, honestly, I just
Yeah.
tell myself stay relaxed. I feel I always have my hands moving, so it helps me relax my
Yeah.
body. I'm honestly just thinking of a plan, like run her on first, probably hit the ball behind her so she can
Yeah.
score. Or I have an approach where I have to know what the pitcher is throwing, because usually I'm in the middle of the lineup, so I have people telling me
Okay.
like, "Oh, she's throwing outside," so I
Yeah.
know where to adjust on the plate, what she's gonna come at me with, and then on the field, I just I just think of what could happen, like where the runners are, what the possible situations could come out of it. And I
Hmm.
just if a ball gets hit to me, I know where I'm going because I already thought about it before.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, like, you're a true student. You really, like, again, see what's out there in front of you, be able to communicate. I think that's really
Right.
what it
That's a
boils
big part
down
of the
to,
game.
is communicating, with the rest of the hitters on the team, your infield, because that,
Right.
in-game strategy, you know, from start to finish really does pay off.
It does. Communication is one of the biggest things in this game. If you're not communicating, you're really not, it's
Yeah.
not going to do well in this game.
Yeah.
Communication is a big part. That's why I tend to have good relationships with my teammates. I have a good relationship with my shortstop, knowing what's
Hmm.
going on. Have a good relationship with my pitcher, getting her going. Have a
Yeah.
good relationship with the batters, them telling me what's coming. So
Yeah.
communication is a big part.
Yeah, it's fabulous to hear. Okay, let's talk about game days and practices. First with San Antonio, high school, the Bobcats varsity softball team,
Right.
wearing that number 5 jersey, and then Bombers gold American 16U with the number 15 jersey. What are those jerseys? Every time you put those jerseys on for, both squads, what does that represent to you personally here, Avannah?
Honestly, it represents not just me, but the people that have helped me who become who I am. I feel like I'm honoring them on the field. I'm honoring what they've taught me and how
Hmm.
I'm presenting myself on the field.
Yeah.
I every time I put on the jersey, I'm playing for me, I'm playing for the people around me, and I'm playing for God because He's the one that allowed me to play this sport. So honestly, that's what really matters to me when I put on that jersey.
Yeah, it's terrific to hear. Okay, let's talk about South San Antonio High School playing home games, and as well as those away games. I'm sure it's, like, as you said, it's building up those tight-knit relationships, those bonds, it's a true sisterhood, both when you're playing high school and travel, softball, but
Right.
especially there at South San Antonio High School. What has that meant to you, personally as well?
Being there created such a big sisterhood. It's not just a game, it's the people you meet, the bonds you get. I don't have any sisters, but when I'm
Yeah.
on that field, every single one of them definitely one of my sisters. It's just a different experience. You're with them the whole fall. You're with
Yeah.
them everywhere you go, and you just create those bonds. And you
Yeah.
create such you create such good communication on the field because
Hmm.
y'all knows each other's weaknesses. Y'all knows you know your they're positive. So It's just
Hmm.
communicating and interacting with them and knowing what they can do and what you can do and putting it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I mean, you get to meet people from different backgrounds, and then you get, I
Right,
mean, these are friendships that will last, long, beyond, the playing field. And I think that's what's really, special and, unique about the sport. Look, it takes a village, and a structure to have a winning, culture and
right.
environment on both ends, so with high school and travel softball. But what is it that been like, for you at South San Antonio High School in terms of the student body, the athletic department, administration, just, supporting the softball team there?
Honestly, it's been such a great experience. Everyone is so supportive. They they just honor us knowing that we've made such a reputation for ourselves with all the work we put in that
Hmm.
they honor us and just playing for each other, playing for the school, playing because we know we're good and we know what we can do and
Hmm.
it's a different ball game. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. I mean, because there's so much with athletics, with the uniforms, said the field, the facilities, the fact is that
Right.
everything has to be top notch, and that to have that backing again
Hmm.
is so essential. Look, it's not about being just an athlete, it's being a student athlete, and you've been able to flourish in the classroom, 4.0
Yes.
GPA, having that time management organization down pat. Uh, again, you definitely have put in the time. You're in an early college program at South San Antonio High School and be graduating with an associate's degree from Palo
Yes, sir.
Alto Community College. Congrats. I mean,
Thank you.
I mean, it just, I think it really demonstrates your, ambition, your focus. I mean, that's not easy, again, to balance out that role because there's so much time that's, paid towards, practices, games, the
Right.
training. Uh, you've been able to do that again effectively. Again, how rewarding is that, for you?
Very rewarding. Knowing my time management, knowing not to procrastinate my work, but also knowing when I had practice, I
Yeah.
keep a good schedule, knowing what times to practice, when is this work due, when can I get that in between. It's just so
Hmm.
rewarding knowing that I'm succeeding in not just my academics, but in my athletic department. It's very a very surreal feeling
Yeah.
knowing that I'm doing good on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is that you still have to this year, another year to go, and by that time you're going to have this skill set. You're already entering that real world. I mean, that's got to be. But once you reach it said your next destination, which is college. I mean, you're going to have already an associate's degree. I mean, that's got to be just
Yes.
for a bucket list item already.
Yes, it's honestly it is. Knowing
Hmm.
I'm going to college, already have 2 years off. I only need 2 more years for my
Yeah.
bachelor's, two
Yeah.
more. It's just it's
Yeah.
very easy. It's very knowing going to college. I already know what's going to be like and how I
Yeah.
manage it. It's
Yeah.
it's a good experience.
Yeah, just again to have that, blueprint, just have that, focus, as I said, and knowing what's in front of you. That's the key. That again, you know, what the ultimate goal is, in terms
Right.
of an additional degree, which is your bachelor's degree. Okay, it's just in the classroom. You volunteer your time as well in the community, helping your mom out with the KLRN Kids Day in the park every year, helping out a food bank with South San Antonio High School hosting food drives, part of the Soy Latina, which is a Hispanics women's leadership program that focuses on mentoring kids and teens with unpowered Latina women that have made a name for themselves in San Antonio. For example, lawyers, judges, business owners, and more. Uh, how have these experiences, I mean, shaped and inspired you? I mean, the fact that, uh, you're really like, paying it forward, giving back to the community here, Ivana.
Right. It's taught me to become a leader in the classroom, in the field.
Hmm.
It's showed me what people go through, and I love giving back to my community. I love
Yeah.
volunteering, meeting new people, getting to know what's going on in their life, and I love
Hmm.
the program I'm in. It gives me so many new experiences. I get to meet different people
Yeah.
from different job sites. I actually met a lady who is a makeup beauty owner but she
Okay.
did play Division 1 softball at Loyola Marymount University in Los
Mm-hmm.
Angeles, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to bond with her over that. So it was
Yeah.
very cool to know like, oh, you're doing this, but you were just a division, you played softball. Like I can bond with her over that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
she told me different things, and it's like you get to meet new people and you never know what they did in their lives. So it's very cool. It
Yeah.
allows me to be, yeah, it's shaping me into a leader and I love it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, the fact is that it humbles you. It gives you, again, a different perspective on life because,
Right,
and the fact is that it's such a small world, and through the grapevine, you're able to meet, again, people who have played the sport. I mean,
right.
that's something you can't, take for granted. For you, I mean, I'm sure that that was just an inspiring moment, to be able to meet someone who has played, at the college level. And it's great. The fact is that, you know, I said helping out with kids, being able to, serve as an advocate and a mentor, I'm
Right.
sure that's something that was very poignant for you as well.
Yes, it was. And honestly, it gave me a new perspective. It really did. And I love meeting new people and I love getting to know
Yeah.
what they've done. And it was just a learning experience, her telling me what she went through and how she got there. It was just it taught me different lessons that I
Yeah.
didn't know I needed. So,
Yeah.
yes, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that point up because life lessons, you learn them on the
Yes,
field, but then you learn them off the field, and then
right.
it's said in real life. And I think again something I think I commend you on, in the fact that demonstrating that consistency and effort, and because it again it takes quite a bit to do that, but the fact that you again have been able to meet that benchmark. Hey, you've been playing softball for a long time. I'm
Yes.
sure there are just those little moments on and off the field that you cherish and want to keep, as said, forever. What is it just about the game, just whether it's on and off the field, that again makes it so special, and that you come back year after year to play it?
It's just the love I have for it. It gives me an
Hmm.
outing, like whatever's going on outside in my outside life. Once I get on that field, it's just the game. It
Yeah.
brings me like a different perspective. It gives me a new sense of joy, something I
Hmm.
can't find outside of the softball. It's just
Yeah.
something that comes from your heart, something you have to have, like a drive that you have to have and the love for it.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think that's what it is, because once you lose that, it can be difficult, to recapture, said that magic. But the fact is that you you know, have done that. Hey, I'm wondering, the first time, you swung a bat, put the uniform on, if you
Yes.
recall that.
I have a video of
Okay.
me. I, I was probably like 2 years old, 2 years old. I was in the
Okay.
backyard. My dad
Yeah.
had one of those things where you would swing and they would come back.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's already like, fix your feet, get your hands up. And he's like, oh, if you miss one more time, we're gonna redo this. And I'm like little spinning around. It's just those
Yeah.
joyful moments, knowing where I've come and where I'm at, and where
Yeah.
I'm still like driving to be at. It's just it's a good experience, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
driving me to become better.
That's great. It's beautiful to hear. You mentioned family. Family is, having that support again. It just is so, important. Your mom, your dad, you have an older brother, David, currently a senior at Texas Tech, graduating in May of 2026 with a degree in criminology. I know you're closer to grandparents. You say they're your
Yes.
second parents and helped raise you while your mom was working, going to school at the same time. Having that encouragement, that guidance, from family, from, your parents, from your older brother, David, and your grandparents. I'm sure that's something you've been able to lean on, and has really carried you, said through your, playing softball and, academics and life in general.
Yes, my mom has definitely been a big inspiration on me, knowing she had two kids to deal with. She was still going to school, she had work, but
Hmm.
knowing she managed that and had
Yeah.
time, it honestly just it showed me a new perspective. And I was like, if
Hmm.
she can do that, I can manage school, I can manage work. Like if she did it, I can do it. Like it's a big
Yeah.
inspiration. And knowing I have my brother to look up to, he's getting his degree, he's
Hmm.
going to do big things, and my grandparents to lean back on, and my dad driving me to be the best softball player I can be. It's
Yeah.
very good, and it's very exciting to know I have such a good support system.
Yeah, I think passing down those proper values, beliefs, and principles, and the
Right.
fact is that your mom, showed that through, her work ethic,
Mm.
and now you're carrying that, torch as well. I think again is
Yes.
is outstanding. Hey, I know you have so much pressure, so much stress, I think, between, playing
Yes.
softball and academics. You need to like kick back and relax. I know some of your hobbies are reading, watching different movies and shows with your families. You love to bake and play
Oh,
the
yes.
guitar and learn new songs. I mean, it's a wide array, and that's great to have that diversity in terms of
Yes.
hobbies. What are those moments? Just being able to like, relax, clear your head, and just focus, on something that you truly enjoy as well.
Just having that time to relax, getting that time to myself, not thinking about anything, just doing something I love that's
Yeah.
not softball and just enjoying it.
Hmm.
It's fun. And knowing I
Yeah.
have that time, knowing to when to make that time when I'm too busy. Like sometimes I'm in my head, I'm overworking myself. I just take time, read a book or watch a movie with my family or
Hmm.
bake. I love baking. Yes, and then
Yeah.
I remember I could play the guitar, learn a new song. It's just very stress relieving.
Yeah. No, it's great to hear. Hey, now, of course, we live in the day age of social media, and the fact is that, being able to put your highlight videos, your accomplishments out there on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram. I mean, just to be able to get your name out there in terms of the visibility and exposure in front of college coaches, recruiters. Obviously, we're doing this, top preps exposure booster package interview. What
Right.
has it been like, just to get that visibility there? And I'm sure, like, a lot of people, more people paying attention, again, to what you've been able to accomplish on the softball field.
Right. Honestly, it's a lot of work. It really is. Getting
Yeah.
those videos together
Yeah.
and typing out everything, emailing
Hmm.
coaches. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work, but it's also part of the game. It's gonna get me
Yeah.
where I want to be. And it's just, I mean, it's hard work, but it
Yeah.
comes with the game, and I love it. So,
Yeah, just embracing that challenge and the fact that you're taking, you know, those positive measures, you're already ahead of the curve. And,
right.
here again in your junior year and by the time you reach your senior year, it's, I'm sure it's going to be much more enhancing than the fact that you'll have a lot more people, again, looking at your pages, both on
Right.
X and then, on Instagram.
Mhm.
Look, I think, you're a perfect, role model and mentor, for those younger athletes out there. And as you know, it's so competitive out there. I mean, there are
Yes.
so many kids playing. You've seen how popular the sport is. I'm just
Right.
wondering, what advice and message you would give to the younger kids out there, even the girls that are trying to figure out what sport they're good at. I'm sure you face that as well, like trying to see what sport that you could really um,
Right.
be best at. So just wondering what you would say to them, like if they were to watch this video interview.
Honestly, don't take negativity to heart. Don't let anyone drag you down. I've experienced it, and
Hmm.
honestly, I just thrived off of it. I was like, I'm gonna show you what I'm capable of. I
Yeah.
know what I'm capable of, and I'm gonna show you why I think that. And just driving off of everything anyone tells you, and don't overthink anything. Don't get in your head. Just enjoy the
Hmm.
game, have fun. And if you're not sure if this it's a sport for you, you can try different things like volleyball. Like I played volleyball at one time, but
Okay.
I didn't get that feeling I did with softball. I didn't
Yeah.
get like, oh, like I love this. Like like
Yeah.
if I'm passing a ball or anything, I didn't get that feeling. But when I'm on the
Yeah.
field, like I'm fielding a ground ball, I'm hitting a ball. It's just a different like experience a different electric feeling that I get, and I love
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I think you'll know when you'll know what thing,
Mhm.
like what game you love. And yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think when you have that adrenaline rush and the blood is
Yes.
pumping, and you know that you're in the heat of the battle, and like I'm sure softball brings out that in you every
Yes.
time you're out there on the field. That's again super to hear. Hey Avannah, I said, well deserved. You get the final message here and word for family, friends, teammates, and coaches on the South San Antonio varsity softball team. Uh, the student body administration athletic department there as well, community San Antonio, Texas, and most importantly, Bombers Gold American 16U. I wanted to give you the floor. I'm sure there are a lot of people you want to thank here.
Yes, I want to thank my parents. I want to thank every one of my family members that have like dedicated money, time, their own personal time to be here for me, to get
Hmm.
me to my tournaments, to get me everywhere I need to go. And I'm thankful for my coaches that drive me to be the best player I can. They get
Yeah.
in my head and they get in a positive way. They get me out of my head. Like if I'm in my head in the game, they'll be like, "Come on, get out of it. Like I know you. Like I know you can do this." And it drives you to be a better person of yourself, to make them proud and make yourself proud. And yeah, and just driving off of the classroom, like different, like I'm in trio program, I'm also in student council, and them having their support, they know what I go through, they know what I dedicate myself to, and knowing
Hmm.
they have my support, like, and I know they have like my back, so it's very good to have.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think the fact that you've represented your family, your high school, they said your travel softball team proudly, and I'm sure they said they're going to be hearing a lot more about you, but it's just a true honor and privilege being able to speak with you about your softball journey. I know there's more to come. As said, you're still competing, and after
Right.
this another year left, so there's more in the way, and that I said eventually college, and again wishing you continued success, and just again keep up the great work, Ivana.
Thank you so much. I'm super grateful to have this interview with you.